She said he's horrible. She said he's not a good husband. She kicked him out. She divorced him. And yet she still hangs on. The ex won't let him go. And we're going to talk about why this is. Welcome back to Before You Do with Verlyn. I'm your host and favorite premarital coach. The ex won't let him go. You ask yourself, if he's such a bad man and you walked away, why are you still pulling on him? I had to ask myself that same question. Let's get into it. Ladies, there are a few things that we have to understand in terms of how other women think, especially as relates to the ex and your current husband or the man you're in a relationship with. All right. And that is number one, sometimes women find out the grass ain't always greener on the other side. And even if it is, that means there's more poop to scoop, meaning that's more stuff they have to put up with. We always look on the outside and look at relationships and ooh and ah about how perfect they are, how we wish our man was like that man and all of that. And we have no idea what is going on behind the scenes, if you know what I mean. All right. And so that ex jumped ship. She went from the frying pan into the fire, and now she wants back in. And that happens very often in our deception, whether we're looking at social media, looking at other people's lives around us and seeing only snippets or snapshots of their real life. We say, we wish we had a man like that. We wish we had a marriage like that. Or rather, she says that. And then she decides, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to go get a marriage like this. I'm going to get a man like that man who bought her that big old house and that man who bought her that big old ring. Okay. And then you get out there and you find out it's all fake. It is not what you thought. Again, that grass looked real green on the other side, but you didn't know there was more poop to scoop. And so then that ex decides that she jumped from one situation into something much worse, as now she wants back in. And that's one of the reasons why she won't let go. So that's reason number one why she wants back in. Again, because she thought that the grass was greener on the other side, and she finds out not so much, rather. All right, ladies. Number two, often women feel like they left too soon, right? Meaning they see that they left behind a man that was one way. Maybe he was immature. Maybe he couldn't maintain a good job. Maybe he wasn't emotionally available. All of these reasons, okay? So they say, forget this. I'm not being bothered. I'm done, right? I'm done. And so then a few years elapse and they look back and they see that man they left growing. He's maturing. He's got a decent job. And they look back and they realize they jumped ship too soon. They thought that man was a zero, and now they're looking at him and he's a hero, and they want your man back. It is what it is, okay? And don't fall into the same trap, because often men need time to grow. We all need time to grow. It is no way you're going to look back, it should not be anyway, 5 years ago the way you were and see yourself 5 years later and you're the same. And so that ex, feeling that she left too soon, she's grown too, but she sees how much he has grown, and now he's using all that grown up with you, right? She sees all that maturity with you. And she is saying, I don't know what I did. All I know is I want him back. And so she's going to do all she can. And we're talking again, especially when children are involved, to hang on. Number three. That ex wants a return on all the time she invested, all that she put into, all that she endured, okay? And now she has no man to show for it. She wants to redeem her time by getting that man back, because as women, as we age, right, we want a man, a husband, to affirm what we went through. And so that ex is thinking to herself, I went through all that, and what do I have to show for it? He's with another woman. All right. She has no return on her investment. In the business world, it's called ROI, return on investment. And guess what? She threw something away that she sees now is very valuable years down the line. And she feels like, I put in that work, I put in that effort, I dealt with this, I dealt with that. She did, like I said before, she jumped ship too soon. And now she's realizing she has nothing to show for all the years and putting up with whatever she feels she put up with. Now, granted, there's always two sides to every story. So I'm speaking from the perspective of this is what the ex is thinking. She may not even want to take responsibility for her part in the demise of the relationship or the marriage. She wants to put it all on your man. But in the meantime, she's saying, I'm by myself. I'm alone. I have no man to show for everything that I poured into him. And it's a real thing. I've had conversations about this. I've seen it. As a woman, when you invest your time, your forgiveness, your energy, everything you have, but you just feel like, you know what? He's still not enough. So I'm leaving him behind. And then you think about all the years you did, all the things, and then somebody else is galloping off with your man and he's looking happily married, and you're saying, I got nobody to show for it. The ex is thinking this, and the ex is wanting back what she threw away. Okay, let's talk about reason number 4. And this is very common dealing with an ex. And I'm saying these things, ladies, because when you have an idea of how the ex is thinking, it helps you to better deal with all the annoyance that you will have to deal with if or when you're married to your man. All right. So number 4, they don't want him happy with anybody else. Again, because of all the work that they put in, right? They don't want him to be happy because they are not happy. So what do? They hang on to that man so that he is unable to build with or move on with you. Misery loves company. Haven't we heard that? So if she's looking at your man and he's smiling, opening the car door for you, showing up, doing all the things that he didn't do with her, and he's smiling. Even if she was the one who initiated divorce, even if she's the one who broke it off, even if she made him miserable and told him, I don't want you anymore, it doesn't mean she wants him to be happy with you or anyone else. And you can't even take it personal because she doesn't want to see him with anyone else, not just you. So until she gets happy, she's going to be looking to make sure that he's miserable. She's going to make sure that he can't build in peace. She's going to make sure that he can't move on because she doesn't have peace, because she has not moved on. And so while we feel a certain way having to deal with this ex, getting more understanding, it gives you a different way to think in terms of not being so harsh, not being so hateful, because most of us, we don't want to see other women miserable. That doesn't mean we want them to be with our man, but it just helps you to have a little more understanding in dealing with what you're going to have to deal with. So again, if you're seeing this right now and you're not married, I'm giving you a clue as to what you will have to go through in the future. So rethink things. And if you're already married, it's okay. At least you're getting a better understanding of why the ex thinks the way she does and why she's not letting your man go. Let's talk about number 5. That ex is afraid to face life as a single woman. She wants that protection of that man that she left behind, right? Your man. And she realizes single life is not all it's cracked up to be. That ex misses companionship. She misses that man that she could depend on, even if in her eyesight he wasn't perfect and he didn't do this and he didn't do that and he wasn't this and he wasn't that. Guess what? She misses the stability that a man brings to a woman, all right? Sometimes she misses that deep, soothing voice. Why do you think she's calling 5 or 6 times a day? Just to hear his voice. She's tired of talking to her girlfriends all the time about the same old stuff. Those same girlfriends who told her to leave him. And now she's sitting there looking broke, busted, and disgusted. Why? Because she misses that man. She misses that companionship. Again, she realizes that the single life is not all it's cracked up to be, all right? She misses all the things that came with the marriage. That doesn't mean she misses being a wife or she misses putting in the work. That ex just misses everything that she got from the relationship or that she got from the marriage, which is why she's using every trick in the book, including the children, so she can still hear his voice, so he can still rescue her, so she can still feel that connection, so she don't have to talk to them same girls feeling the same way all the time. This is real life. These are real instances. And ladies, we can't get caught in the same trap. Let's talk about number 6. These exes get out of the relationship, the marriage, and they see ain't nothing in these streets but trouble. They thought that other man was going to leave his wife to marry them. They thought that other man was going to pay their bills. They thought they were going to be out here footloose and fancy free, just living it up until they saw the reality of the current dating pool. Some would say it is not good. Some would say it is trash. But guess what? She didn't know that until she got out there in them streets. And now she sees that what she left behind, what she walked away from, what she talked about was way better than what's in these streets. But now it's too late. So now she's doing what? She's holding on for dear life because she sees that what she thought in the dating world ain't what she thought it was. She was bamboozled, tricked, deceived, run amok, fooled, all right? Nonetheless, she wants to hang on to your man. Many men made her many promises, and they didn't keep them. And now she's out there, and she is saying, what have I done? I left a good man behind. I threw a good man out. And now what do I see? All these men out here want nothing from me but what they can get from me. And they're not bringing anything to me that my husband had or my ex-husband had. And so, yes, ladies, she's trying to hang on to your man because she is living with the regret of knowing that she gave up a good thing to be out in those streets just to realize it's nothing out there but trouble. All right. Number 7, that ex will come to the conclusion, and this is very simple, that she made a mistake. I know it's hard to believe. Yes, some women can admit that they were wrong. And so that ex, sometimes it takes a minute and then it's too late and he's already with you, right? But she's grown. She's matured some. And now she can't stand it. All right. She realizes she let a good man go 5 years ago. Maybe she didn't understand. Okay, we're all flawed. And I could have worked with that. It's too late. And so what is she doing? She's hanging on. He's moved on. He's married you, or perhaps he's moved on and he's in a good relationship that's leading to marriage. And she sees that. And by golly, yes, she is saying, I made a mistake. I should not have let him go. And that's a real tough one because it wasn't necessarily that he was this awful man, but he was flawed, as we all are flawed. And sometimes the ex sees him in a different light. And she says, you know what? I could have dealt with his crazy. At least I knew his crazy. And he dealt with my crazy. But instead, she said, never mind. I don't want him anymore. I'm done. And now here we are, maybe a year later, maybe 6 months. It's too late because he's already with you. But she still feels she has a fighting chance. It's something that you're going to have to learn how to navigate, all right? And it can be complicated, but you can do it, all right? I'm not going to say it's easy because it is not. It will take a ton of patience, a lot of communication, along with understanding on your part, ladies, understanding where she's coming from, why she's not letting go, which is why we have these conversations, because you can better solve a problem when you understand the problem, when you understand the why, when you understand the origin, okay? In addition, it can make you sensitive to your husband or the man you're in a relationship with, because lots of times he feels he's torn between two worlds. The world he had with her and the ex, and she's using all her tactics to hold on, including the children. And then you're saying, look, let's build together. Let's leave your past in the past, not the children, but just the past relationship. And again, that's why we're having these conversations, because it can be difficult, and I'm here to help you navigate through it. But first, we're going to take a little time to identify some of the things that are going on. All right. Thank you for joining me. Please make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and the share button. Visit my website at verlyntarleton.com. V like Victor, ERLYN TARLTON.com to pick up your freebies. In the meantime, may you experience extraordinary love. Bye for now.